at this moment in hockey history, Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division after 68 games skated on the season. Nashville Predators have a record of 39, 25, and 4, 82 points. Has the Nashville Predators 9 points shy of an automatic qualifying playoff spot, which would be third in the Central Division, but also 9 points shy of first place in the Central Division. So the Nashville Predators, after 68 games played after St. Patrick's Day, are single digits out of first place in the Central Division. Who could have ever thought of that happening? No way in a rebuild year with a first-year head coach and a first-year general manager could the Predators be just single digits from first place in the Central Division after 68 games played and well in control of their own playoff destiny. Let's get to the rest of the show. Quit pausing on that. On home ice, which is where the Nashville Predators have not been seen in some time. That's where their next game will take place. It'll be against the San Jose Sharks. Preds have a record 18-15-1. The Preds have scored 219 goals this season. They've given up 204. It's goal differential of plus 15. Now, the wild card race is well in control by the Nashville Predators. The Central Division race is even more interesting. Why don't we take a moment and update both of them? The Winnipeg Jets currently find themselves in first place with 91 points. The Colorado Avalanche in second place with 91 points. The Dallas Stars in third place with 91 points. And you thought I was overdoing it with the whole three-team weave description that I've been giving for several weeks here on the show? Well, it is obvious that it is going to come down to the final periods of the season. And right now, the separation between the teams happens to be games played. The Winnipeg Jets have skated in the least amount of games at 67. The Colorado Avalanche have 68. The Dallas Stars have 69. When it comes to wins, Winnipeg's at 43. Colorado's at 43. Dallas is at 41. So Dallas is finding themselves on the back end of most of the tiebreakers at this moment in time. But the three-team weave continues with all 3 teams having 91 points now at this moment in time. Now, we jump out of the 3 automatic qualifying playoff spots in the Central Division. Now we go into the next batch of teams, which the Nashville Predators are in fourth place and lead with 82 points. Then you'll find the St. Louis Blues 7 points behind Nashville with 75 points in fifth place. And then the Minnesota Wild are in sixth place. Arizona's got 61 points on the season. They're done. Chicago Blackhawks do have the little E, which means it's springtime. 8th overall in the Central Division, 43 points in the Central last place. When it comes to the wild card race, significant interest right here as the Nashville Predators hold the number 1 wild card spot at this moment in time. That would mean a matchup against the Winnipeg Jets if things were to wrap up at this exact moment in hockey history. The Vegas Golden Knights have the second wild card spot with 79 points on the outside. Looking in, St. Louis and Minnesota are the next 2 teams on the list. St. Louis is at 75 points, Minnesota's at 74. So that means the St. Louis Blues are 7 points behind the Nashville Predators and 4 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Predators find themselves in quite the unique position at this moment in the season. A 7-point cushion on their playoff spot in the wild card and just 9 points behind third place, second place, and first place in the Central Division is one of the most unique moments in a playoff race that I've seen in this Nashville Predators entire franchise history. Now, moving on from the standings, we talk about the Predators' next week of action. More traditional scheduling for the Preds, first time in a while. This will be a Tuesday night game against San Jose Sharks, and then Thursday, measuring stick game. Best team in the league right now, the Florida Panthers. The Preds are heading off to Miami to face off against those Panthers. Saturday, back home against the Detroit Red Wings on the 26th of March versus the Vegas Golden Knights. 28th of March at Arizona on the 20th, or the 30th of March at the Colorado Avalanche. The Nashville Predators need to be very cautious coming back home after a long road trip, playing the worst team in the NHL, and then facing the best team in the NHL in their next game. This has potential to be one of those trap-type game scenarios. For the Predators, it's their third and final regular season meetings against Pacific Division San Jose Sharks on the year. Let's go back and recap these 2 teams and what they've done at this point in time. 10-21 is when they met for the first time all the way back at the very beginning of the season. It was Nashville scoring the 5-1 victory at Bridgestone Arena. UC Saros got the win in net, 31 out of 32. Tommy Novak, all he did was make plays back then, and all he does is continue making plays now. 2 goals in that game. Evangelista and Sherwood with a goal. Blackwood took the loss for the Sharks, going 29 out of 34. Two teams would not meet again until February the 24th when the Nashville Predators would be in San Jose, and they would defeat the Sharks 4-2 in San Jose. UC Saros gets the victory in that game as well, 23 out of 25. Sherwood picks up 2 goals in that game. Forsberg and Nyquist each with a goal. Kokkonen, 31 out of 34, takes the loss, and it was for Mikhail Granlund and Zadina with the goals for the San Jose Sharks. And the Predators 2-0 against San Jose this season. UC Saros 2-0 against San Jose. The Predators have secured 4 out of 4 points, and they have outscored San Jose by a total of 9-3. Again, the Nashville Predators cannot get caught in a trap right here against this team, the San Jose Sharks. The Predators done a good job avoiding that 2 times so far this season. Now, injuries are affecting the Predators and how they'll deploy their defensive alignment. Del Gaizo has been called up from Milwaukee because Fabro out another at least 1 to 2 weeks, and Stastny is listed as week to week with no time frame at this moment. So Del Gaizo is called up now to be the Nashville Predators' possibly extra defenseman. Barry getting back in the lineup in the last game and representing himself pretty well has probably earned himself at least the next start or 2. Del Gaizo was good when he was here with the Predators in previous opportunities. I'd like to see him get some ice time while he's up here from Milwaukee. See how a year's growth in Milwaukee has added to his game since the last opportunities we had to see him up here. Now, let's talk about the San Jose Sharks, and we'll talk about this individual game itself. The Sharks on the season, 16, 44, and 7. They have just 39 points. They're 8th overall in the Pacific Division. On the road, the Sharks have a record of 6, 25, and 4. They've scored 148 goals on the season. They've given up 268 goals against on the season. That is a goal differential of minus 120. Their most recent stretch of action of 5 games, it was March 9th, where the Sharks had a 2-1 win versus the Ottawa Senators, one of their 16 wins this entire season. On the 12th of March, a 3-2 loss at the Philadelphia Flyers. On the 14th of March, a 6-3 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. On the 16th, a 4-2 loss at the Columbus Blue Jackets. And most recently, on the 17th, a 5-2 loss at the Chicago Blackhawks. Cooley, former Nashville Predator, former Milwaukee Admiral, picking up the loss in that one, but getting the start in his call-up. 26 out of 30 were his numbers in that game. So again, the most recent game for the San Jose Sharks was against Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are 8th in the Central. The Sharks are 8th in the Pacific. And the Chicago Blackhawks were able to secure a 5-2 victory. This road trip, of course, has been just abysmal for the San Jose Sharks, as has been the entire season on the road. Again, their road record overall, 6, 25, and 4 as they come into Bridgestone Arena. Talk about the NHL ranks in this particular game and this matchup. In the goals for category, as well as most of the categories, the Predators are going to have a statistical advantage, except for one in there. Goals for Preds 3.19 per game is 13th best in the NHL, while the San Jose Sharks are at 2.19, a full goal behind the Nashville Predators, 31st in the league, one spot from last. Goals against category, the Predators giving up 3 per game is 14th in the NHL. The San Jose Sharks are giving up 3.93 per game. Again, that is 0.93, almost a goal more per game than the Nashville Predators. So if it all works out to the averages, the Predators will win this game by 2 goals. That goals against in the league of 3.93 is 32nd overall. Shots for Preds, 31.4. They have been improving in this category as of late, as all of their metrics have been slowly ticking up as they've been continuously adding points to the standings, which is the only metric that makes any difference. 31.4 shots on goal per game for the Preds is 12th best in the NHL. The San Jose Sharks only generating 25.7 shots on goal per game. That is 32nd and last in the league. Shots against category, the Preds 30.3 against per game is 19th. San Jose is giving up 35.1 shots per game. That is 32nd, another metric where they are last in the NHL. Now, this is the one. This is the one where the San Jose Sharks are ahead of the Nashville Predators in league ranking, but there's a caveat to it. The San Jose Sharks power plays converting at 20.5%. That's 18th overall in the league. 34 conversions out of 166 opportunities. Now, check these Predators numbers out. Preds may be one slot below in percentage ranking at 19th. 20.1% is their conversion rate, but the Predators have scored more goals, 46, and had way more opportunities, 229 on the season. When it comes to penalty kill, the Preds are ahead in this particular advantage. 76.3% is their kill rate. 25th is their ranking in the NHL. They've given up 49 power play goals against, which is a huge number, but it's not nearly as big as the San Jose Sharks' 55 power play goals against. Sharks are rated 29th overall in the NHL in the penalty kill, and 74.2% is their kill rate. Updated stats individually for both of these clubs. Philip Forsberg leads the Nashville Predators in scoring and maintains his above point per game scoring pace, which is pretty incredible. He's managed to remain consistent on scoring and consistent in health, which have been two things that have eluded Philip Forsberg at times in his career. 35 goals, 36 assists, 71 points on the season now in 68 games, and there's no reason to believe Philip Forsberg is going to fall short of the 40-goal mark because he's going to continue scoring late in the season as he always does. The captain Roman Josi is at 17 goals and 50 assists for 67 points. I think the captain Roman Josi finishes with 20 goals in the season and obviously over 50 assists. A 20-50 season for Roman Josi with the way he started out, just absolutely incredible performance here. Second half of the season, he's got to be considered for the Norris Trophy now. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and Roman Josi is opening odds across the league. Nyquist, 18 goals, 41 assists for 59 points. Again, another player headed towards a career year in assists and total points. O'Reilly's at 24 and 32 for 56 points in his first year as a Nashville Predator. And Tommy Novak continuing to make plays. He had 2 goals against the Sharks back in October. He's got 14 total on the season, plus 24 assists for 38 points. Over on the other side of the ledger for the San Jose Sharks, coming to visit Bridgestone Arena, second trip of the season to Nashville. Granlund scored last time the Preds played in San Jose. He's got 9 total goals in the season, 35 assists for 44 points. Hurdles at 15 and 19 for 34. Zetterlund, 18 goals and 14 assists for 32 points. Those 18 goals represent the tops on the team. Eklund's at 10 and 20 for 30. And Zadina, who also scored against the Preds the last time the Preds played the Sharks, 12 goals total in the season, plus 10 assists for 22 points. Cooley got the start, took the loss in the most recent game for the Sharks. Krona anticipated to get the start for San Jose in this next game at Nashville. 1-5-1 of the season, .869 save percentage, 4.23 goals against average. UC Saros should get the start in net because the Predators have had a relatively light work week leading into this homestand, or this one-game homestand. 29-21-4 on the season, 908 save percentage, 2.80 goals against average with 2 shutouts. Again, beware of the trap. If you're the Nashville Predators, you are easily looking ahead at the measuring stick game and one of the toughest games of the season that is remaining on the regular season schedule. That's Thursday at the Florida Panthers. But the Predators cannot look ahead at that. They need to take care of this business against the San Jose Sharks, and I sure hope that they are able to do that. Sweeping the San Jose Sharks would mean 6 points on the season, and those are all critical and pivotal and important points, and the Preds control their own playoff destiny right now, so securing these points would, again, keep the pressure on the 3 teams ahead of them in the Central and also continue putting distance, or at least keeping at distance, the teams below them in the wild card. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Predators coming back to town, back in Nashville, Bridgestone Arena, face off against the San Jose Sharks. It's one night only. Then the Preds are back on the road Thursday in Florida to take on the Panthers. That's going to do it for the preview segment. Let's go back and talk about what happened most recently on the Predators' last game of the road trip. They were in Seattle. It's time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We'll take you back there right after this on the Renegades of Buck podcast.